Hello, I am the Jordan coach of the Virginia Vigavolts. Welcome to the final week of the High Roller VGC Draft League. I'm against TMosk. TMosk has a lot going on his team. It's very balanced. It's got a very strong Trick Room mode and very powerful physical attackers, especially boosted by Justify. We've got a whole ass plan to deal with that. I should say that I'm 3-4 for the season, so barring anything crazy, I'm not making playoffs. It's sad, but it is what it is. I intended to show with this season that showdown-based draft players, like myself, I've never been in a Wi-Fi draft league before, could hang with the YouTube celebrities and the tournament winners and the top Wi-Fi competition, and I think I did for the most part. I mean, the games that I lost, definitely I could have won with just one or two different decisions. I'm going to do an overall analysis on this team. This team offers a lot of insight into how to draft, especially in the Dynamax format. Things I learned, things that went well and what went not well, but we'll worry about today. I have a weird strategy that I think relies a lot on Scarf Lucario. Scarf Lucario, gotta go fast. Final Gambit sacrifices my life in order to deal as much damage as my health to an opponent, and that is an OHKO on all Hatterene because it has less HP than me. It's an OHKO on Persian, on Escavalier, and on most PZ and Terrakion who don't invest into max HP. So Lucario is out, screaming out the gate, just trying to take something down with it. Obviously, the plan A would be to throw out close combats, which are very strong. That gets the OHKO on Terrakion by itself. Now, these mons could Dynamax. These mons are likely to Dynamax, and so the combination of Lucario and one of my big attackers is the thing that will allow me to remove one of the big threats before they even get a chance to move. So close combat can deal with Terrakion, it can deal with PZ. Bone Rush is surprisingly good, a multi-hitting ground move. They have 4 ground weaknesses. And then finally, coaching is a big part of the overall strategy. Being able to boost the attack and defense of my mons is really, really good. I think coaching's a magnificent move. And so one of the main recipients of coaching is Thundurus. Thundurus, this is my 3rd time running Life Orb Thundurus. It's really, really important for the calculus this time. The ability to get kind of neutral OHKOs on PZ. I don't even need a super effective attack, just a Life Orb Airstream, plus Lucario close combat, and PZ is not getting to move at all, even if it Dynamaxes. So I have the OHKO on Hatterene, the OHKO on Terrakion. These max moves are really, really good. Boosting your speed, boosting your defense, boosting your power. That's all you could ask for. And so this mon is pretty awkward to use outside of Dynamax, at least that's how I've set it up. But I need Thundurus, and I need Thundurus to max this week, so it's going to do it. I mean, it's just got this key speed tier that's faster than Terrakion, faster than Arcanine, faster than PZ, and so it should give me that early momentum. So Thundurus has a lot of good matchups. One of the maybe underrated good matchups it has is against Escavalier. Escavalier, I think, is coming to the match 100% of the time, assuming TMosk is tryharding, because it can hit with its 2 stabs, Bug and Steel, and with fighting moves, it can hit 9 of my mons super effectively. Now, I'll get into the overall team weaknesses in the final video, but it's very, very strong here, and of course, it is going the fastest under Trick Room. But it cannot hit Thundurus super effectively. The best it can do is like a non-stab Darkness, which is a 3-hit KO, even if it has a Life Orb. And so I'm doing 2-hit KOs if I get a coaching boost. If I'm Steel Spiking up, then it's going to be even harder for Escavalier to beat me. This is actually a pretty good matchup for Thundurus. So that's another mon that I'm leaning on. Not actually the Heatran. The Heatran is classically able to crush the Escavalier, but I found it to be a rather tricky matchup. I needed a ton of bulk to live in Escavalier Max Quake. And so I put the ground resist berry on there. And Heatran is just a little different this time. It's a physical Heatran, so I'm giving up a fair amount of attack power, but I gain access to coaching boost. So after one coaching, Heatran is stronger than it would be if it was special. And so Steel and Ground are really strong for bulking up both my defenses and very strong into this team. So I'm not using the fire move. Now, we'll see if that comes back to bite me, that I'm not just taking the easy route to beating this Escavalier, but I'm taking what I think could be a really fun way to become unkillable. Fun for me, not fun for the opponent. But with coaching boosts, with Steel Spike boosts, Heatran is going to have a ridiculous amount of defense, and I can take advantage of that with Body Press. So Body Press should be destroying the Persian, the PZ, the Terrakion once I have defense boosts, and Terrakion shouldn't be able to beat me. I mean, I live the raw close combat. Even if it's got a boosting item, then coaching should cancel that out. So Lucario coaching onto Heatran is really good, but in case I sacrifice Lucario, I do need to have a secondary coaching option. That's where Scraggy comes in. So Scraggy, I think, was a good pickup. I'll explain more in the overall analysis video, but this is one of the things I intended for it to do, which is to beat physical offensive teams like this one, beating all of these physical attackers. Scraggy almost can compete with all these top tiers. It's a really good Pokemon with the Eviolite, but it's struggling a little bit in this matchup. It survives a Hatterene Dazzling Gleam 75% of the time. It survives a PZ Max Strike, which is amazing on its own, but if it's a PZ Max Strike based on Hyper Beam, then it's a roll, so that's a little bit tricky. But if I can get to Snarl a PZ, then it's done its job. If I can Intimidate a Terrakion, if I can switch out, get 2 Intimidates and a Fake Out, that's all Scraggy needs to do to make an impact in this game. So Heatran with coaching boosts, Thundurus with coaching boosts, the 2 coachers being Scraggy and Lucario, and then a couple of other tech pieces. This is always how I tend to use Weavile, is 1 big ice move, a Fake Out, usually an Icy Wind. It's a utility-oriented player. I think its impact is largely on the team building process before it actually hits the field. My opponent knows I've got the fastest Mon, I got the fastest Fake Out, I've got a fast Mon with speed control, and so it really affects what they can bring. It limits their options. So Weavile otherwise is not doing anything that special. The only tech move is Leer here, which I think is kind of an underrated move, dropping both the opponent's defenses, but it's also got a cool interaction with Hatterene's Magic Bounce. So it bounces off of Hatterene back onto Thundurus, and it triggers my own Defiant boost. So Thundurus at +2 is able to OHKO a Hatterene, even if it's got the Steel Spike, or even if it's got the Steel Resist Berry. So if I think a Hatterene Trick Room setup from turn 1 is likely, Weavile can just crush that. So that's one of the things it's meant to be here for, but Leer is good against everything else because I have a primarily physical team. Last piece, Slowking. Slowking is a great Pokemon, one of my favorites from this season, and it does a little bit of everything this time. It potentially reverses a Trick Room, it does great damage with Psyshock and Fire Blast. This is my fire move. This is my ability to beat a Escavalier, 2-hit KO, max Escavalier. But I bulked out this Slowking so hard that it can survive a Life Orb Escavalier max bug move. And that's kind of insane. It needed the Bug Resist Berry, but Slowking can handle it all. It can handle Terrakion's got a... If they're really bringing the optimal coverage, I think Bug would be the right move, so I'm making sure to survive that as well. Yawn makes sure that Slowking is always useful. I'm potentially bringing Heal Pulse, still deciding on that last option, but... Own Tempo allows me to not get confused by Hatterene G-Max Smite. Slowking is strong, it is bulky, it is useful, and so that's kind of the last piece. If my coaching Unkillable Heatran, Unstoppable Thundurus strategy isn't quite working out as intended, then Slowking will be introduced into the mix. But I think Lucario could be big here, and I think we have a good shot at this match, so you'll have to see. The match is later today. It's almost like I'd rather see the stuff I think is the strongest against me because it's more likely to be predictable. So I don't see Hatterene or Escavalier, which is very interesting. I see an utter lack of Trick Room, which is concerning. I wonder where the Scarf is. This is a Scarf Persian. This is odd. I'm not sure what to do with this, because the Arcanine Scarf Bulldoze onto Weakness Policy Tentacruel is a thing that would beat my lead, and that's really awkward. So do I bring the Weavile game 1, even though it doesn't have the Hatterene setup, but it has the benefit of Fake Out? It's a worse lead overall. Nothing is punishing Intimidate here. The only special attackers are Tentacruel and Arcanine, and they even could be physical. So there's just a lack of special attacking here in general. So I'm gonna bring the Scraggy. I think I'm gonna go with the original game plan. Good luck, have fun, TMosk. So how good is Slowking here? I mean, it seems pretty good. It lives a Rillaboom Grassy Glide. Fire Blast is not good for anything in particular. Yeah, original plan. There's nothing really to throw me off of it until I gain more information. Now, the main thing that beats our lead is a Scarf. Scarf, Arcanine, Bulldoze. Does he do the Arcanine Tentacruel setup again? Persian Tarak. So they can Scarf their Persian, but even still Terrakion is slower than Thundurus. And so therefore, I can Airstream and Close Combat, and that should pick up even Dynamax Terrakion. Now the reason I Airstream rather than Steel Spike, which would be better into taking these guys' attacks, is because if it Icy Winds, Icy Wind Protect. No, I think they're not gonna Icy Wind me. All right, this should work out, right? Yeah, this is, unless they are Scarfed to be exactly faster than Thundurus, but under, no, they're not. I should pick this up. Yeah, okay. So that was a very good turn one for us. I can keep close combating with Lucario. I wonder what's in the back here. Intimidate? No Intimidate. So it's either Flash Fire or Justified, and Justified would honestly be reasonable here. I was concerned about Justified Arcanine. I don't usually see Protect on Arcanine, which is why I usually want to target it, even though Close Combat would be stronger against Persian. But I'm just more concerned about Arcanine. Yeah, we have two Justifieds. That's cool, but I should KO this one too. You kind of need to go all out and protect your Justified Mon. We have a Tentacruel. Not sure what's better to prepare against the Tentacruel. I'm already faster with both my Mons. Steel Spike, I feel like cannot hurt, or maybe I'm just trying to do max damage. I'm just trying to do max damage on the Tentacruel because I can deal with this Persian with close combats. This is my first game where I'm just, overwhelming force. Wow, crit might have mattered. I don't know, I mean, not for the overall game outcome, but for whether it died that turn. Yeah, so that was an unfortunate matchup for my opponent, where I had the lead. Now I need to see how they adjust, because I didn't even show anything. All right. So that was a very strong lead, as it turns out. I like the Justified Arcanine. I think you really need to commit to it, though, at enough bulk for it to live key attacks. It would actually live the double up turn one. So what I learned, beat up Snarl. Yeah, Defiant is the bane of a Persian's existence. It loves using Snarl and Icy Wind, and that triggers my Defiant. So they didn't get to attack with their key attackers because I'm fast. There's no reason for me to necessarily change that situation. I could do something different, though. I could add Trick Room, Scraggy, Slowking, Heatran. They might not have anything for this. I don't see what their Mons can do unless they have a Scarf. And I saw these four, and I didn't see any Scarves. So I'm gonna do the same thing. They're gonna have some mix-up, presumably, to do better against this. But they haven't seen my back, They haven't. I have many mix-ups as well. So what is their mix-up? That's the thing that confuses me. What's the mix-up? They don't have a weakness policy. I could Coaching. My mix-up could be protect the Thunderous. I haven't really thought about the full ramifications of doing this, but I'm okay with this. Yeah, I have inner focus, man. Oh, it survived. This is why I should have final gambited. Okay, so that was a little less good. But I get an Intimidate now, and a Fake Out. I wonder if Fake Out covers the Terrakion here, even if it Dynamaxes. I don't know. I'm gonna Airstream and Coaching. They have a Protect on their Terrakion. Goodbye, Terrakion. Okay, so that was a resisted attack. That's unfortunate. Now I wonder if they're going to try to position for this Justified Arcanine. It seems hard to do. I should be faster. They can fake me out, but like Tentacruel is not clearing out this Scraggy, so I'm just not that concerned. They're good. They might have an Ice move, and it's going to do good damage. Oh, okay. Nice live. So here's what I can do. They're throwing out the Tentacruel hit every time to Thunderous. And so, because I haven't got an Airstream, which was foolish of me, I should have gone for the Airstream to outspeed the Persian. The Persian could foul play me. I'm going to try to just pick up the KO with Scraggy here. And a Snarl would be good in case of... And yeah, wow, that's... Snarl's good in either case. Oh yeah, it's clear body, as it turns out. But a KO for Scraggy, everybody. Okay, so they get a Grassy Glide, which is awkward. Is Scraggy doing meaningful damage here with a Fire Punch? That's my question. They could Fake Out, they could try to Glassy Glide the Thunderous, and if they pick it up, that's okay. I can accept that. I think I'm doing meaningful enough damage to make Scraggy a menace here. No, that's not good enough against the Scrags. No, but then the rain! I was only doing half. They're always throwing out an attack. The problem is they're also throwing out an attack. I don't want to get Heatran hit with a water move. That's the thing. But I really want to switch Scraggy out. So, which is what we got to do. Yeah, if we eat the nice. Okay. So now we get a Fake Out and a Stomping Tantrum. So Protect on Tentacruel would be very good, but I've already seen 3 moves and none of them are Protect, so I'm gonna make the bet that it's not gonna Protect. No, that was very bad. So I ate a Grassy Glide. And I think I might actually go to game 3. I think I bungled this by not Airstreaming. Airstream was very important to the plan to outspeed the Persian so that I could really safely play that other turn. Okay, GG. Okay, so that's not what I wanted to happen, but the thing is, I still think this is the best plan, and I just need to play it better. So this is an optimization. Their Tentacruel is good. Slow King is not very good here because there's no Escavalier to beat. So Psyshock beats Tentacruel. Fire Blast good against Rillaboom. Psyshock also good against Terrakion. Scraggy, Slow King, Heatran, and then what? Then what? We haven't learned that much. What? Hydro Pump, Sludge Bomb, and Ice Move. Kind of very normal Tentacruel stuff. Haven't seen an item yet. Could be weakness policy. I mean, why not? I just feel most comfortable with my plan A. I just haven't fully thought through my plan B. So, I really think we can win this game if we just Airstream. We maybe Final Gambit, get the Lucario out of the way faster. Well, I mean, Lucario can get dead on its own, no problem. But maybe... So I don't want to put Scraggy last, so maybe we pivot... No, Scraggy was good. Scraggy, though, by itself is no good. I'm totally disrespecting this Haxorus, because I crushed dragons so hard in general that I didn't bring my anti-dragon stuff, with the exception of Weavile. He was just not that great here. Maybe I have ice moves, but that's about it. And no Leer against Tentacruel Clear Body. Am I running out of alternatives to my best lead? If I can't figure it out, then I have to go with the original. All right. Now I'm gonna get mixed up. We'll be airstreaming and close combating. I haven't seen it protect, and I think it would have protected if it had the opportunity. Here's the thing, I'm gonna Final Gambit because a Tentacruel in that slot is significantly better. I could Bone Rush. So much worse. I have Inner Focus, and it lived. So this is when I bring in Heatran, and I establish the overwhelming offense with more Airstreams if necessary. So I Airstream the Tentacruel into Stomping Tantrum. Now, Tentacruel gets a clean 2-shot onto Thundurus, Max Thundurus even. I didn't even show attacks with Heatran in game 2, so should be a surprise. And this is absolute max speed. So I'm going to be effectively 165 after the Airstream, and this is maxed out 167, and there's absolutely no reason that they need to be 167. That's a Defiant boost, which you do not want to give me. If I can just... Oh, it survives. And it's a weakness policy. Wow, that was very bad. I still pick it up with the Heatran here, but all of a sudden the game has gotten really awkward. So we can predict a swap because they adjust to fake out. They protected last time. Wow, all of a sudden this game got so much worse for me. Persian just doesn't do anything except it icy wins, and that would be the problem. Okay, so that's something. So they can icy wind. So this is the snarl protect play, because the icy wind, if that's their last move, no wait, it's beat up. It's beat up. They don't have anything. I can finish this off, and I can get a coaching. They don't have anything. They have snarl, fake out, protect, and beat up. Okay, we get our first coaching off, all set. Against a physical Arcanine, we're okay. Or Rillaboom. With Shuka, I think I live a high horsepower if one comes out. All I saw from it was Grassy Glide, right? Fake out and Grassy Glide. So I'm gonna protect coaching, because I think the moves, whether a fake out or a high horsepower, are going into Heatran now. Okay, there's a high horsepower. So let's do the calc. I think we have to make the same play regardless of what happens now, which is to hope we live, but I'm gonna look at the calc, because I'll calc to the end. Never give up. Always try your best, etc., etc. +2, +2. All right, that's our situation with 23 seconds. Holy crap. Okay, I should be okay. I need to just live one. Oh, or get a Iron Head flinch. That was additional 30% outs that I had not thought about. And am I really faster? With the speed boost, the Airstream was absolutely crucial here, outspeeding the Rillaboom. So they can Grassy Glide, but I'm not concerned about Grassy Glide. Iron Head did 52. It's still my stronger move, I think. So that's better than Stab. It's they're very similar in power. But I don't think Rillaboom has. I think I need to, just in case, I did 52. I need to clean it up just in case. Okay, so I live a lot of snarls here. So I think the body press will clean this one out. And there's no reason not to play this really safe. Get another coaching, get another grassy terrain recovery. Cautious till the end. Big body press. Okay. Okay, so I think I got lucky from a couple of misplays on my opponent's part, but I did like their Tentacruel. Weakness policy was smart. Tentacruel is relatively disguised on their team, and I did like the Justified Arcanine. I think they need to commit fully to it by putting the bulk on and maxing it turn 1. Iron Defense Body Press, not Iron Defense, Unkillable Body Press Heatran worked out pretty well. I think the Airstream is key. I spent my early VGC draft league experience thinking that like, oh, Airstream and just trying to win the game really fast is just, it's so randomness oriented, and it's so high variance and it's not consistent. And I want to play more defensive strategies that are consistent. I've gone too far in that direction. I've played way too defensive strategies that just get overwhelmed by Airstream plus Knuckle plus just like scaling offense. And then I've played this team, which was very, very offensive and sometimes just couldn't get off the ground, right? A Regirock maxing from turn 1 just takes Oko, and I'm trying to pivot, but there's nothing much I can do. So the best teams were my VBLS team in Season 4 and my SPS Season 3 or 4, whatever, the one with Celesteela Garchomp, where it had the ability to go fast and aggressive and it had the ability to go defensive. You need a couple of extreme pieces on both ends. Super bulky Heatran, I'm not sure if that's always going to work. I mean, so this is, here was the calc. I was mentally removing the choice band. This is how much high horsepower does to Heatran. Oh wait, I had a ton of extra bulk too. This is how much it would do, 44 to 53, and then here I had 63, and I'm thinking I can live this. Also, it's half that because I have Shuka Berry. So Shuka Berry was what made me realize that I can definitely live one Rillaboom attack. So if it didn't flinch and it just got the high horsepower, I'm at low health. And so there's a possibility that the Persian Snarls do me in eventually. I mean, how much were Persian Snarls doing? 9 at a time? It might have. So it would have done, what, half of the 50? So it would have done 25. Then they would have had an opportunity to throw out one more Grassy Glide if they wanted to. Would have been a very close game if I didn't get the Ironhead flinch. But Scraggy got a KO, I think. With Snarl. So that's the end. We're gonna do deep dive analysis for posterity on this team. But best of luck to everyone watching in the High Roller League who made playoffs, who've gotten more wins than I. 5+ wins is what it takes, apparently. So I'm going to be watching your games. I'll be watching Jamie Boyd's games. I'll be watching Carney's games. Is Carney in the playoffs? I'm not sure. But whoever does Twitch and does the videos, that'll be really fun for playoffs. So high money matches coming. But also in my world, this season is over except for the analysis vid. But my best league, my home league, the VBLS, is doing playoffs right now. And I'm streaming the top 8. So I'm going to watch the matches live. Nobody in the league's seen them, and commentate them and give a little bit of analysis beforehand. The whole thing probably be done in an hour, but this Sunday, March 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern, that's when I'll be doing it. And so there'll be, 10 people from the VBLS, really good people. And last time I streamed, someone from SPS joined it and then joined VBLS, and then they did really well, and then no spoilers in the upcoming VBLN season. So hopefully the kindest, most sincere people in the Draft League community can just all congregate in VBLS. That would be my goal. Anyway, thank you, TMosk, for the good match. Going to a close game 3 at the end, and thank you everybody for watching. I will see you in the next one.